The What a Stranger Told Me podcast.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
Stranger things have happened.
Microphone. Confidence.
Don't talk to strangers.
All right,
Let's do this.
Get your cameras ready. Shooters on the KTM. Oh, look at that. What a backdrop here on the
This guy over here would have a story for you.
This bloke here.
Shane. He's got a lot of yarns to tell.
Alright, and you got a head on.
He's my uncle, so
Yeah, okay.
he'll spin you some yarns for sure.
Okay, mate. Sorry
Thanks,
about-
mate.
I'd love to
I
talk to
appreciate
you
it.
more. Yeah.
All right, quickly. Failed year 2. Went to 11 primary schools. Was politely asked to leave high school first term of year 9. Retired by 36. And rock and roll.
Retire by 36. Please explain.
I went into business and we took a couple of educated, gambles, and they pulled off. And
Can you tell me about that?
we built up a business in disabilities pre-NDIS. We're not NDIS gravy train hoppers. We were doing it rough, me and the wife, and and we expanded at the right time, done the right things, and and now we look after close to 50 people full time.
50 disabled people.
50 disabled people.
Wow.
Complete luxury. They looked after really well. We've got Thai chefs. We've got 20 plus staff. They're living the life of Riley.
Wow. Okay. So was that sort of something that you came up with, that idea?
No. Her mum started the business, but it was struggling, and then Melissa took it over, and it wasn't really doing a lot. I'm ex-corporate, fire protection engineer by trade. And come along, met the oldies, right, who owned the landlords, and she was paying about $15K a month, and I thought that sounds a bit rough for what we had, and I said let's see if we can save you $1,000. Walked into the hotel where we had this meeting planned to try save $1,000 a month, and exit strategy just popped up in my head, and I'm there.
Exit strategy as in, how am I going to retire?
Do you want to sell? Do you want to sell the properties, right? And they were very receptive. We shook over the table. So we bought that property. We put ourselves into a shit ton of debt. And then we bought another one, and and then the NDIS came out, and that helped out, a lot as well. And wrapped it up. So we put it under management. Did you see? 7 years ago? Seven something years ago? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Pete, you can't judge a book by its cover, can you?
No, you can't.
People surprised that a man who looks as tough as you, with a full body of tats,
Yep.
works in the disabled section?
100%. We moved into a decent area up this way, and you tell the neighbours you've got a business, blah blah blah, and they see you don't go to work and that, and they instantly, you can see them jump to conclusions.
Which is
you're a drug dealer, right? They're thinking this guy's a drug dealer, or fucking we grew up in we come from humble means. We were in housing trust housing as kids, drug addict parents. A lot of violence, a lot of bullshit. We lived in really rough areas, and my brother's been in jail, fucking in and out for 7-8 years, right? So it was knife edge too, bro. So it was really knife edge which way you were going to go, right? And I didn't want to do that for myself.
how did you come to that conclusion where you thought, that's not me, that's not mine?
I was lucky because I had my mum and real dad, they split up when I was 1. So I had two sides of a family. So I seen how one side of the family lived, and they were the polar opposite of my mum's family. Do you know what I mean? So I got to see two sides of the road, and it's well, which side of the road do you want to go? And that really helped me, I think. Yeah.
Were you drawn to the other side at all?
Yeah, flat out. Yeah.
In what way?
The adrenaline. When you're a young man, you got your high testosterone. You like to, when you drink, you like to have a punch on, and you're sort of working out who you are, what you can do, and we're always a boxing family, and but all that notoriety, get a bit of a reputation here and there,
And you start to enjoy it, sort of thing.
Yeah. But then easy money comes in. You know, people selling this, they're selling that, and this is like back in the 90s and that. But I seen all those guys, all going to jail and doing all that, and I just went, fuck it, I'm there. You know, I just don't want to be a part of this, and it was hurting people because I've got a lot of family members who've died of drug overdoses and all of that. You know, and Uncle got found eaten alive he was eaten by fucking ants. He OD'd, died, and they found him covered in ants in a local park. And I just went, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with it. So then I became very anti-drug. Right, so very anti, and then that's when I went and got a trade, and I've been to school, done a lot of study, and just kept pushing, you know. Then I was working for a Fortune 500 company, an American brand in Adelaide, running 30-something blokes, management, you know.
What's in it in you? What's that? What part of is in you that can do something like that? Like, to come from such humble beginnings. Is it an energy thing? What is it?
Well, I've got ADHD to begin with. That I think that is like a superpower of sorts. Because I get hyper focused on, like, say if I set my mind to something, right? I obsess over it and I really try to get what I want, you know, or do something I want to do or whatever. But I'm into visualization, and I've always been into a bit of I've had a lot of near-death experiences, and it's bizarre. Like, if I told you the whole, you wouldn't even believe it. Like, I've legitimately, I should have been in the ground 8 times solidly. Like, really, yeah.
Am I allowed to hear one of them?
Oh, one of them, I stacked a Nissan Skyline, a GDR R34 Skyline. It was about 800 horsepower, and I hit a Stobie pole in Adelaide, which is they're 2 pieces of steel filled with concrete in the middle, and it cut through the car, broke both my legs. Head went through the window. My brother was in the car, and and mid-air, it was just like you had heaps of time, and I stuck him up against his door and braced for the impact. And then when I woke up, he was outside the car looking at me in the car, and and I said, I'll get out. And my brother's like, and I couldn't hear anything. Anyway, the fireys had to cut me out the car, and anyway, long story short, the fireys said, every one of these, mate, we go to, that you're always dead. So it's bizarre, yeah. I've been electrocuted, I've been stabbed, all sorts of shit, yeah.
Can you tell us about the stabbing?
Yeah, I got
you
stabbed.
don't have to.
No, I got stabbed at a train station when I was like 19 years old. Cheetah train station, shout out, and a bloke came up and one of my belongings, and I know how they sort of roll. I thought there was more of them around or whatever. And but anyway, I said, nah, you're not. And I didn't say like, I said, fuck off, rah. And he swung at me, and I didn't realise at the time, but it was a screwdriver, and went straight through my forearm. But I didn't know. But I went on the ground, wrestled around on the platform, and I realised I had a screwdriver sticking out my forearm. And but all sorts of shit. Heaps. Yeah.
It's sort of like, you said you chose to go one way, but you had a lot of experiences, and you could call them lessons, right? Which
heaps of lessons.
Helped you to decide.
Yeah, heaps of lessons. Yeah. Yep. And the best lesson I ever learnt really was just going against your gut feeling.
Right.
If you know it's wrong, or you don't feel quite right about something, right, don't do it.
Trust your instinct, sort of thing.
Trust your instinct, yeah.
Do you take on do you feel like you've got a lot of people who look up to you now, come to you for advice and stuff like that?
Helped a lot of people out. Helped a lot of people out from my background. Showed them that there's another way to do things. It can be done. Like, if I could do it, anyone can do it. But you just got to have the drive, and I'm and you got to be fastidious. You got to be you got to have a high standard. You got to really have a clear goal of what you want to do, and whatever you do, pursue it, do the best you can, and good things can happen. Yeah.
You obviously had a lot of fun in your life as well as some tough stuff.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun now, just to finish up?
Restore old cars.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm restoring a 1968 HK Premier at the moment, and we're going to run a 6.3 litre with a 2600 supercharger on top. and we're shooting for about 800 horsepower, something like that.
Is that something you do with a group? Sort of like that's what it's a social thing to it.
No, not really. It's kind of because my mates up here, they've all got cars. We all do the roll racing and do all sorts of shit. So
Summer nats.
That's the goal. Want to get to the summer nats, but we're going to the rocky nats that are coming up. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Mate,
That's it.
awesome, lovely to talk to you. I reckon I could talk to you for about half an hour.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Have a
it's all
great
true, bro.
night.
you too, man.
Okay. Have a good one. Thanks for listening, and don't be a stranger.
If you've got a story you'd love the world to hear, then call us on 0489 272 286.
Also, if you'd like us to chat to strangers in your town, or maybe you've got a conference you'd like a cast from,
Then contact us at whatastrangertoldme.com.
What a Stranger Told Me is made by Tim Reid and Jon Coghill.
Music supervision by Dennis Folletto.
Photography by Andy McCall and Will Reid.
See ya.